It's Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Kathy, how did it become August?
It's August. What happened? We go away a couple of days and everything
Yeah.
changes.
Right. School's back in session for
I
some
know.
folks.
But we're back.
We are. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Happy to be here.
I
Good to
know.
see your smiling face and all
You
you
know.
people out there. We got some stuff to cover. We'll debrief on Disney World with you folks. There's all kinds of news and update what's happening out in Eastern Kentucky and all kinds of news and hot topics. And think we can do it?
We can do it.
Let's
Let's
get
do
started.
it. Okay.
Around 10 is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. You need realtors who can help navigate the current fast-paced real estate market. So choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what they do and families are why they do it.
Back after it here on a Wednesday edition of Around 10. I'm Harvey Couch. That's Kathy Lindsay. And we're back.
We're back.
Hey.
I'm still moving slow, man.
Are you?
Yeah. It's a lot on an old lady to do a lot of stuff.
It was a lot of stuff. Either of those things would completely wipe me out on their own, and to layer them both on top of each other at the same time
Right.
was tough. And but we made it through.
We did. We're here and we're being productive.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into it. First, I just want to say I woke up to sad news this morning.
Okay.
Vin Scully, who is, in my opinion, probably the greatest baseball announcer of all time,
Yeah.
passed away. The news of that came out. He was he weaved a story of the national pastime unlike any other, and he was the voice of many of the most iconic moments in baseball history. The Bill Buckner between the legs.
Oh.
He gets through Buckner. That was him.
Yeah.
Kirk Gibson's home run in the '88 World Series. You know. The Ozzie Smith home run, I don't believe what I just saw, was all Vin Scully. So sad day for baseball fans like me.
But what a great story. I
Yeah.
mean, 94 years old, right?
Right. Yeah, and he did games I think up until last year. So,
Yeah.
So he'll be missed, but a great legacy. All right, Kathy,
Yes,
we went to Disney World.
we did.
Made it out alive.
We did. And I appreciate all of the tips that I
Yes.
got from people because they were needed.
Here's the thing: you need to be prepared. You can't just walk in
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, we'll just let's go do that."
Yeah.
You got to be locked in, or you need at least one person in your group that is like,
That was me.
right, me too. And my wife, bless her heart, would have been. She was fine with me doing that. And if I had not done that, she would have been complaining the whole time. She
Yeah.
was not going to volunteer to do it,
Yeah.
but she was,
Take care of it.
right.
Yeah.
So we did. We rode all the rides. The Hollywood Studios, the Star Wars stuff, as a Star Wars fan, was just awesome. Had so much fun doing that.
It was good.
Checking all that stuff out. So if you're into Star Wars and you have a chance to get down there, I would highly recommend.
Yes.
It's like being there. It's
It
like
is.
being on
It's
on
totally
the
like being
planet.
there.
And
You're
so-
failing to mention that we were also there for work.
We did do work. I did a lot of work, and it was good. It was a great conference. It was the NCTC's Independent Show.
That's right. And it was the first time I had been, and so
Yeah.
I was like a little tag along for
Yeah,
Harvey.
yeah. Did you get the vibe?
I did.
Yeah.
And let me tell you all, Harvey knew everybody. And so, yeah, I got introduced to a lot of people and learned a little more about what we do and how things work here
Yeah.
and vendors that we work with to keep you all entertained. And, yeah, it was a good learning experience. And they just put on a really good show. But it was packed. I mean, they keep you entertained, they keep you fed,
yeah.
they keep you informed, entertained, again,
Right.
and
But-
it's just session. And then we both had our families there, and they're wanting to go do fun stuff. And so while we're doing like sessions, they're like sleeping and resting.
Right.
It's like when we get done, it's like they're ready to go.
Right.
It's like,
Hit the ground running. I
okay.
know. Usually these things, I don't like leave the hotel. I'm like locked
Yeah.
in for like 4 days,
Yeah.
and there's nothing else to do. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is like I said, you're layering two things on top of
Right.
the other.
But
And
it was
then-
fun. I mean, it really was. We had a really good time. Did a lot. Ella loved, the parks. And yeah, she's like, so we're going back, right? I'm like, I don't know. You might want to check that one off the list.
Maybe in a few years. Yeah, it's like I have this thing where like I kind of have like I can see how people get addicted to it because
Yeah.
it's like I'm sort of like, when can we get back there? But then I think about it and it's just like you're just drained. I mean, it's
Exhausted.
like it's work.
It is.
But it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so many cool things.
Yeah.
Unlike anywhere else. Did you have a single like highlight of the Disney side of the experience?
Well, I tell you, I was saying this before we started. I really liked, we did, all of us and our families did the Flight of Passage ride, and
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
the
fun.
Avatar.
And that was fun. It was a little, VIP treatment that we got to ride the ride, and
Yeah.
and that's how I like to roll. VIP.
Yeah, right. When possible. And it was one of those where you're kind of walking in, you're like, I don't know about this. It's going to be kind of, and so then you just got to kind of let go. And,
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get hurt,
Right.
but it was fun. Yeah. I think
about
for
you?
Yeah, I think for me it was the Star Wars stuff. And,
Yeah.
And Rise of the Resistance was so cool.
Oh,
that
well, I mean,
ride.
yeah.
And it was, I tried to keep myself spoiler free on that. So there were lots of surprises
Yeah.
doing that. And,
Yeah.
my wife, bless her heart, she's a bit of a, she sometimes kind of, I don't know what the word is for it. Like she's kind of like, it's not easily impressed, I guess is
okay.
what I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she rarely gets into the like,
like,
ooh. She's like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever. But the one point where you like get in the one spot and then
Yeah.
you get off on the other, she's like, how did they do that?
Door opens and you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Wait, what? I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
And so she kept saying that over and
Yeah.
over, which is like very rare.
It
So
was
that
amazing. Yeah.
so anyway, that was a good time. You guys had fun last night too, right?
We did.
You went out to the National Night Out.
So yeah, got back to work yesterday and was reminded, oh, we have an event tonight. I was like, oh.
Right.
But we set up a table at National Night Out, which is an event sponsored by the Frankfort Police Department, and there were organizations there from all over our community there for our kids. So they're getting ready to go back to school. When we have Frankfort Independence already back in school, but they had bouncy house, they had a dunking tank. And then again, we were there to talk about our fiber product and also the opportunity to get $30 off your internet service through ACP. Kiwanis were there. Franklin County's court was there, fiscal court. They made little kid IDs.
Oh, nice.
The health department was there. Again, there was a bunch of organizations there from our community that were giving stuff out to the kids. They gave away some backpacks. They did drawings for full backpacks of stuff. And it was just a good night for our families to come out with their kids, talk to our local police officers so that our kids aren't scared of them, and really made some good connections. People stopping and really interested in what was going on. Again, just a great opportunity. I want to thank the Frankfort Police Department for putting that on. It's an annual thing they do this time every year, just to make that connection with our families and kids in the community.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
So thanks to you guys for going out and doing that.
yeah. It was
never
a
blame
nice night. It was a little warm,
Yeah.
but it was all right.
Well, I was told, we're going to get into weather here in a second, but I was told last night when I declined to mow the yard that it's going to be even hotter today.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, cool.
Well, we've been gone a week.
I know. And apparently, one of my neighbors ninja mowed my front yard because it was so long. And we'd be
Oh,
gone.
you've
So,
got good neighbors.
yeah, he's like, I got a riding mower. It's fine. It takes me 5, he's like, zoop, 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 zoop.
Yeah.
He's done with the thing, but still, I feel guilty when it's I look so shabby that I force my neighbors to mow the yard. But-
I wish I could guilt my neighbors into doing that. Look at that. That
Yeah.
looks like crap.
So, okay. Well, I'm told that we're not streaming on Facebook right now.
Oh,
So I don't know if should we do a question of the day if people are incapable of answering the question of the day? What do you think? Or should we just save it?
let's save it.
Let's save. They're efforting getting it going, and if we can get
Yeah.
it up, then we'll work on our question
Okay.
of the day. But
Okay.
it's
So
a
hello to all
bummer.
the
I had a
people in
great-
Cable 10 land.
what's that?
Hello to the people in
Right,
Cable 10
right,
land.
yeah, on the OG. I'm bummed because I have a great answer for it, but I'll save it. in case
Save
we can
it.
Get it done.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're speaking of weather. It's been warm. We've been gone. It was hot in Florida, that is for sure. And then you guys did beach too, right? After Disney?
We did. When
that-
we left, we checked out of the hotel on Thursday morning at Disney and drove over to Daytona. And that's our little home away from home when we like to go to the beach. We pulled up, first thing when we got there, we went directly to our favorite diner and went in and got some breakfast. And Ella sat down. She goes, "It's like coming home."
Oh, nice. I was like, this is my happy place.
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah, we got some beach time in, came back on Sunday, and then she started school Tuesday.
A little bit of recharge after all
A
that.
little bit. It was necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what the weather has in store for us. Dylan Goday from Storm Team 36.
Good morning to our friends in Franklin County tuning into Around 10. I'm ABC 36 Storm Team meteorologist Dylan Goday with Look at Your Weather headlines on this Wednesday. Hot and humid conditions in store. We actually have heat advisories for far eastern Kentucky and northern Kentucky. Not quite reaching that criteria here in Frankfort, but still going to be on the hotter end for your day today. Storms are in the forecast to end the week, especially Thursday and later in the day on Friday as well. It's also going to be remaining muggy, as you may expect here for this time of the year across the bluegrass. 88 degrees at average high temperature here in Frankfort. We're going to be around 5 degrees above that by this afternoon. Sunset is at 8:47. Average low 67. We actually dropped to near that here this morning. Today's forecast, a few clouds, but it's going to be hot and humid there with 93 degrees as a high temperature. Tonight, 72, mostly clear. And again, it's going to remain a little muggy, which will continue to be a trend throughout the coming days. Futurecast does show the chance of a spotty pop-up shower, maybe a rumble of thunder or two towards the afternoon. I think most areas do stay dry today, regardless of what Futurecast is saying. That chance of rain is very low. Overnight, mostly clear. Start to see the storms firing on up towards the afternoon hours there on Thursday. A little bit more coverage area then, and you get the picture. We're going to see a lot of that continuing on into Friday as well. Quick look now at that 7-day forecast. We've got a few evening storms in store there on Thursday, Friday, much of the same. We'll see those scattered showers and storms both Friday continuing on into Saturday as well. And then on Sunday, isolated shower storm will be possible. Another cold front moves in Monday into Tuesday of next week, cooling down our temperatures a tad. But the main thing you'll notice is more rain in store for the forecast. That'll likely even continue through the middle of next week, so definitely have those umbrellas and rain jackets handy.
Well, looks like some rain. Looks like today's your chance if you got to mow for the next week. So bad news for me and those of you who have long yards right now. So we appreciate Dylan Goday keeping us updated on what's happening with the weather. Kathy,
Yes.
do you want to do some headlines?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do some.
Okay.
We were both out of town when all the flooding happened in eastern Kentucky, and
Yeah.
obviously, we're not breaking any news on that, but we definitely wanted to let folks know about ways that they can help.
That's right. And there's a lot going on here in our community.
Yeah.
So now through August 5th, which is Friday, the Fiscal Court and the Franklin County Fire Department are accepting donations. Donations are being collected again through Friday.
So the graphic says through today, but it's
yeah,
it's
they
officially through
extended
Friday.
it.
Great.
They extended it till Friday, August 5th. And they're looking for bottled water, diapers, baby food, non-perishable food items, personal toiletries like shampoo, conditioner, bath soap, toothbrush, toothpaste. Cleaning supplies is in big demand. Paper towels, bleach, gloves, mops, buckets, garbage bags. So you can drop off your donations at Franklin County Fire Station 10, which is at 106 Derbyshire Circle, and that's at River Bend. Or now they're saying any Franklin County Fire Department station. And then they'll gather them up. So that's happening with the fiscal court. The death toll from the flooding in eastern Kentucky stood at 37 yesterday, and more were found Monday in a ruined landscape. And while more than 1,300 people have been rescued, crews are still trying to reach some people who remain cut off by floods or mudslides. Hundreds were unaccounted for still. A number that should drop as cell phone service is restored and people can tell each other that they're alive, is what the governor said yesterday. So it's just, again, that was happening while we were gone. So we were seeing it on national news.
Yeah.
I mean, just unprecedented. There's other efforts here in the community. The Frankfort Area Chamber of Commerce and the Thornhill Education Center are partnering to bring help to our friends in Eastern Kentucky. If you would like to donate to that, you can bring water, blankets, etc., any non-perishable food items, again, to Thornhill, which is at 700 Leslie Avenue, or to the Chamber office, which is downtown at 229 West Main Street, Suite 102. The Thornhill van leaves on Friday, so get those to them today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
Western Hills High School athletic teams are taking donations for flood victims. You can go tonight from 5 to 7 at the Western Hills High School gym, or tomorrow from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Western Hills soccer field. And they're accepting the same kind of items. Everybody's asking for bottled water and cleaning supplies are the biggest things that I've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't there at the time, but having so many family members in New Orleans for Katrina, the cleaning out after a flood is just, you don't even know how, it's just, you have mud everywhere,
Right.
you have stuff, it's just so hard to get stuff clean and get back to some sense of
Yeah.
normalcy. So, yeah, cleaning supplies, and then obviously water, heat too, it's tough. So,
Right.
it's great that all these different organizations are coming together here locally too.
Right. And it's kind of like when something that massive happens.
Yeah, it can't just be one group,
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah. And then there's also, the governor's, if you just want to donate some money,
Okay.
you can go to Team
Kentucky.
EKY
Okay.
floodrelief.ky.gov. And we'll be talking about that more. This is just, again, this will be an ongoing thing to, try to garner support for the people in Eastern Kentucky, because, this is just the beginning for them as far as, coming out of this and figuring out where to go from here and other ways that we can help. So stay tuned. We're going to have more information on this to see what we can do to help. So stay tuned, and we're going to be talking about this more.
Okay. All right. Well, those are ways you can do your part. The UK basketball team did their part
They did.
yesterday. Once again, putting together a telethon. I think I saw it was like the 5th one they've done in the last, however many years. They did the one for Haiti, and they did one for Western Kentucky last year. They raised $1.4 million during a 3-hour window last night. They also had an open practice inside Rupp Arena. All the proceeds going to the American Red Cross to assist Eastern Kentuckians affected by the floods. Joe Kraft, who is a Hazard native, and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knightcraft, pledged to match up to $1 million. So combine that with the 1.4, and you're up to over $2.4 million from last night.
That's amazing.
And then later last night, Coach Cal tweeted that former Wildcat Anthony Davis had pledged an additional $350,000.
Oh,
So that's awesome. They talk about kids being one and done and used in Kentucky for it's clear that this is a family.
there's an attachment.
Yep. So so that was great. Great from Anthony Davis. Other news out of the event last night. Kentucky and Gonzaga announced a home-and-home basketball series beginning this year with a trip by UK up to Spokane, Washington, to play Gonzaga on November 20th, and then Gonzaga will travel back down to Rupp next year for a game. I think Gonzaga's like number 1 in the preseason, so that's going to be a huge game next year. And then senior guard Severe Wheeler also announced that the annual blue-white preseason scrimmage, which is usually played at Rupp Arena, will be played in Eastern Kentucky this fall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
With Pikeville as a possible location.
Okay.
So, I know we always enjoy that as a sort of kickoff to the season and
Right.
a way to get in and watch games at an affordable price point. And so it's cool that it'll have it out in Eastern Kentucky.
Absolutely.
What else is going on, Kathy?
Let's see. We've got something about the African American historic context.
Okay. Contest, probably.
That's what I was thinking. This is a project documenting Black history in our community. It's available online.
It is context. It's the historic context report.
There you go.
Sorry. Oh.
The Planning and Community Development Department has just completed a certified local government grant-funded project to document local Black history, along with the significant buildings and sites in the community that are part of that story. They'd like for the story of Frankfort to be inclusive and to highlight the significant contributions of many individuals whose stories have not yet been widely told. So, from the city's Facebook post, they say, we will use this report to better document our built environment and assist with long-term preservation planning, including updating existing National Register of Historic Places nominations and developing new ones. We hope it can also be valuable to assist with developing new ideas for heritage tourism and for use as a local educational resource. So you can download the report from the city's Facebook page or the city's website at frankfort.ky.gov.
Cool. Well, that's great news.
That's something they've been working on for a while.
Yeah, no, I feel like we had somebody talk about this sometime a few months ago.
Yeah.
But it's great that they're
Yeah.
making progress. Yeah, I think they had an event at the library when they had the report presented.
Okay.
So, yeah, great news. All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with some community calendar and what's coming up on Cable 10, and maybe we'll have some.
In today's fast-paced housing market, you need realtors with experience who understand that timing is essential when finding the perfect home for the right price. Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher are here to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience from start to finish.
Real estate is what we do.
And families are why we do it.
All right. Well, I don't think we're still not on Facebook, just on Cable 10. So no question of the day, no Facebook comments. We'd love to hear from you, but at this point, we're not. We'll have to save that for another
Yeah,
day.
so we'll just chit chat for a minute.
Well, no, we got stuff happening in town. We need to let
We
folks know
do.
about our community calendars. So
Okay.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Kathy, it's that time again. Friends of the library book sale.
Dun, dun, dun. It's happening right now, August 3rd through August 6th. Paul Sawyer Library, River Room. Go for it. Get hyped. They're hosting their summer book sale this week, so help support the library and the Friends, which is a group of community volunteers committed to supporting the library through fundraising. They sponsor library programs and enhance public awareness of the library and its services. So Tuesday was the Friends Preview Day, which was yesterday, and you can become a friend by visiting the Lillian Lindsay bookstore in the library and filling out an application, or you can download it online at psplfriends.org. Members also receive a 10% discount at the Lillian Lindsay bookstore. But then today,
Yeah,
like right now,
happening now.
10 a.m. to 6 tonight. Tomorrow, 10 to 6. Friday, 10 to 4. And then Saturday is the big bag box day.
Yep.
And it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I think you just take a bag or a box and fill it up for a
Load
price.
it up, get it out.
Yeah. So lots of opportunities to stock up on some books. And you can you can spend some time there going through all the stuff.
Yeah.
Find something you like, load up a bag, and enjoy.
All right. So that's happening this week. Also, this week is a summer concert week, Kathy.
That's right.
This Friday at 7 o'clock on the old Capitol lawn, we'll have Five Below. That'll be the band.
Okay.
It's a mixed district event. So there's to-go drinks available at participating locations in the mixed district. In the event of bad weather, they'll announce any delays or cancellations the day of via downtownfrankfurt.com and their Facebook page. So there's scattered storms. Check it out. See, hopefully that weather will hold off. And good night.
That sounds good.
Are you a big Rocky Horror Picture? I feel like you're the kind of person that would go to those all dressed up and get into the Rocky Horror Picture.
I've done it.
Yeah.
In high school.
I never have. That was not a thing that I was a part of.
Oh, okay. Well, I was in high school, and it was a thing for
Yeah.
a group that would go to Lexington. And
Where would
at the
y'all go?
Kentucky Theater.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fun.
yeah,
They did that up until for a while.
yeah.
Even after that era had concluded. But yeah. Was there a specific character that you dressed up as?
I did not dress up,
Oh.
but we took the props and stuff.
Okay.
And
they were
a
like
toast, and you throw toast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there were certain moment, call and response kind of moments in the movie. Right.
Right.
to where they-
Right. Exactly.
All right.
So it's happening here
Cool.
Saturday,
Yeah.
7:30, Grand Theater.
Okay.
What is the CPK summer film?
Okay. Capitol Pride, Kentucky.
That's right. It's a free showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, starring Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, and Barry Bostwick. It's a classic.
Yeah.
So you can get your free tickets from the Eventbrite link on the Facebook event page or by hitting the QR code, which I guess it was up there. Okay. There it is.
Nice.
Hello.
Thanks.
QR code. Audience participation, callbacks, and costumes are encouraged, but
Okay.
we ask that you don't bring props to the film.
No props, Kathy. No throwing toast. I think that's what they're saying.
Okay.
Throw toast.
So, HIV, Hep C testing, and harm reduction resources will be available prior to the film. And this is in partnership with the Voices of Hope, the Franklin County Health Department, and the Franklin County Harm Reduction Syringe Exchange. So donations are appreciated. Even though it's free,
Yeah.
you can just give a little to help.
So that's Saturday at 7:30 at the Grand.
Do it.
All right. FPB news. We want to say some ACP stuff. You want to tell
Sure.
people about how they can save $30 on their internet bill.
Yeah.
There are lots of ways. There are lots of ways that you can be eligible, right?
Yeah, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
This is the simplest way to
Right.
determine if you're eligible. If you have a child
Uh-huh.
in school,
Right.
in any of the schools in the Frankfurt Independent School District,
Okay.
you're eligible.
Any of them. 2nd Street, high school, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Okay.
Yes. You're eligible.
Okay.
If you have a child in the Franklin County school systems, in the elementary or middle school, you're
Right.
eligible.
Okay.
$30 off.
So that's
a
just
month.
automatically you're eligible.
Automatically.
regardless
$30 off a
if
month,
you're-
every month
Okay.
for your internet service. And
Yeah.
all you have to do is go to fpb.cc/ACP,
Okay.
and it'll give you the link to go to sign up. And we'll
You
take
have to
care
do
of
it
the rest.
once. We don't. It's not like every month you got to fill something
No,
out.
you
do it
just
one time.
fill it out, and the federal government they take care of $30 of your
Yeah, it
internet
just
service.
gets taken off your bill. You don't even
Taken
have to
off
worry
your
about
bill. We do that.
it. Yep. And if you feel like maybe you're not the kind of person that wants those discounts, I guess,
Yeah.
then take that money and give it to the people in Eastern Kentucky or anywhere else.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? Donate that money somewhere else. It's free money that is, available.
money.
It's free money. It's available to people that are eligible here in Frankfurt. So we
Yeah.
need to make sure that we're taking advantage.
Yeah. And if you don't meet those qualifications, there
Yeah.
are other ones. If you
Sure.
meet any of the, God, I forgot what they're called, but it's like SNAP.
Social assistance programs.
Yes. If you qualify for any of those, you qualify for this. So again, if you just go to fpb.cc/ACP, it
We'll
will give
list
you
all the different things.
all that information.
Yep.
So check it out.
All right.
And we were talking about that last night at National Night Out, and
Did
people were like,
anybody-
"Ooh,
Wait, I didn't know about that. Really?
okay."
How did
And then
not
we
know?
were getting fist bumps and everything
Nice.
else. Yeah, it was great.
Good job. All right. Let's see what's coming up on Cable 10 the rest of the
Okay.
week. All right. We're still in fair mode, Kathy.
Are we still in fair mode?
Tonight, Miss Franklin County Fair, Miss Teen Franklin County Fair from this year.
That's from this year. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be showing you those tonight. Tomorrow at 5:00, we'll have the City Commission regular meeting from July 25th, and then the Fiscal Court work session and meeting from July 22nd. So you can stay up to date with all your local government happenings. And then on Friday, what's happening on Friday, Kathy?
Friday, I guess you're going to be here with Zach
Yeah, I got some making up to do.
around 10. Yeah, I do
haven't been
too. Summer concert Friday night. We'll be showing the encore of Lexington. That's at 3:00, and then at 5:30, the Ben Lacey and Corey Cross, which was awesome.
Yep.
And then 8 p.m. we'll be replaying the summer concert Alex Key.
Okay. Cool. We're flying through, Kathy. You said we weren't going to get to all our hot topics.
I know,
We got
and
some
here we
time.
are.
You ready to heat it up?
That's what happens when we don't have a question of the day.
I know. Engage with all of our
I know.
awesome viewers. But I'm sure we would have gotten lots of feedback on the Disney stuff too. I'm sure.
Oh,
I'll have
yeah.
to save that for
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about it again next week.
Okay. We'll just continue to pretend like we're down there. All right, let's do some hot topics.
Okay.
All right, Kathy, did you see this? Equifax.
Mm-hmm.
They are one of the 3 major credit reporting companies in the United States.
Yes.
They provide information, financial information, and credit scores for consumers, affecting whether people are approved for products like mortgages, credit cards, car loans, and what interest rate they pay.
Okay.
Kind of an important thing, right?
It's a big thing, yeah.
It's, they're the man behind the curtain.
Right.
And the Wall Street Journal has reported that millions of Americans were affected by an error that Equifax made, with some scores changing by as much as 20 points in either direction, enough for some prospective borrowers to be rejected for a loan.
Oh, no.
Oops.
Yeah.
According to the paper, a small number of people went from having no credit score to having a score in the 700s,
Nice.
or vice versa.
Oh.
Right. The incorrect scores were sent to Ally Financial, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Wells Fargo, among other lenders. The journal reported citing unnamed sources. Equifax said that the underlying credit report information did not change. So, they didn't permanently change your credit score. They just reported the wrong one at that time.
I got you.
So that makes you feel a little bit better, I guess. But for this 3-week time frame, some consumers did experience a score shift, according to Equifax.
Okay.
And Equifax, just by the way, was also previously implicated in a 2017 data breach that exposed sensitive information of nearly 150 million Americans and resulted in the ouster of the company's then CEO.
Oh, okay.
Equifax paid $700 million in fines and restitution after the breach.
Okay. So we're in great hands.
Well, I mean, so that's my question. Is so there are these 3 credit agencies that are basically in charge of what and how much you pay for
Right.
major purchases like
Right.
homes and cars. And maybe they make a mistake, maybe they don't. Maybe they have the right information, maybe they don't. I mean, I know nobody wants more government, and the government can make mistakes too, but it just seems like a for-profit entity like this is, I don't know, maybe not the best person to be in charge of this kind of information.
I don't know. They've been doing it a long time.
No, not very well though, apparently.
All cash.
Yeah, just pay cash. You don't have to worry about it. All right. Okay, more news from the financial sector.
Okay. Bring it on.
There's more crypto stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about this. You're more into it than I am, Scott. But but apparently, the U.S. The SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, yesterday filed a lawsuit against 11 people accused of creating and promoting a crypto pyramid and Ponzi scheme.
Look at
known as
that.
Forsage. That is a pyramid scheme.
That's a pyramid.
The fraudulent scheme raised, quote, more than $300 million from millions of retail investors worldwide, including the United States, the announcement from the SEC said. They alleged that in January of 2020, Vladimir somebody,
Oh, no. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Okonikov,
Okonikov.
Jane Doe, a.k.a. Lola Ferrari.
I like that
seems
better.
like-
I'd definitely go by that.
Mikhail Sergeyev and Sergey Malaskov launched Forsage.io, a website that allowed millions of retail investors to enter into transactions via smart contracts that operated on the Ethereum, Tron, and Binance blockchains.
Uh-oh.
Forsage allegedly, quote, operated as a pyramid scheme for more than 2 years in which investors earned profits by recruiting others into the scheme. Forsage also, quote, used assets from new investors to pay earlier investors in a typical Ponzi structure.
Oh, I need to look into this with Scott.
You want to make sure that you're not in
I
on.
might be in a Ponzi scheme.
Well, I don't think all of crypto is a Ponzi scheme, but clearly
Okay.
this one was. And actually, this makes me feel a little bit better that there is somebody is watching this,
To make people accountable.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's my concern about the crypto world.
I'm just holding
is-
Scott accountable. for
So
my
that's all you have to
investment.
do. Single point of contact. And so we'll see. Hopefully there's not more of these out there, but the SEC busted this one, and the fact that it was all Russian people or a lot of Russian people, and keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye.
So glad that was the Wall Street Journal reporting that, and the SEC filing that lawsuit.
Yeah.
So Kathy, I know you get into to election stuff.
Yeah.
Voting. It was a primary day yesterday.
It was. Yeah.
There were a few elections in Arizona, Wisconsin, a few other places, but one of the elections was in Kansas.
Yeah.
That people were interested to see what the result was.
Yes.
So, do you want to tell people what happened?
Sure. Kansans overwhelmingly voted to keep abortion protections in state constitution. So, and that was, like I said, a vote yesterday. It was a huge win for pro-choice advocates that will likely set the tone for what's to come on abortion rights nationally. The vote, which was held during a primary election, had a historic turnout as high as the 2008 presidential
That's
election.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
a lot of people.
They have
And I don't think there were even any other races. I think this was the only thing on the ballot for most of the people in Kansas.
they had something to say about it.
Yeah.
Voters chose to preserve abortion rights in the state by a double-digit margin. So Republican lawmakers included the vote in a primary election, which usually has a lower turnout than the general election and skews conservative. That did not work out for them.
No.
Additionally, Kansas has closed primaries, which means unaffiliated voters are not used to voting in primaries. So they got to do that this time. This gave Republicans in the state an advantage since about 44% of registered Kansas voters are Republicans, 26% are Democrats, and 29% are unaffiliated. Can you believe that? A higher percentage are unaffiliated than there are a percentage of Democrats.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, Kansas is a pretty red state.
yeah.
And I think that's why this was such a surprising result to me.
Right.
I figured that it would have been the other way,
Right.
double digits in the other way.
Yeah.
And we've heard all of these polls that come out. It was 75% of some Americans support some amount of rights for abortions, and even a majority, I think, of Republicans, and we're actually seeing it, which
Yeah.
that to me is surprising because it just seemed like such a big number, and maybe it's because when I grew up, the era that the opinions were different, right,
Right.
back then, and it seems like that is changing, and we've also seen from a national level a shift since the Roe Wade was struck down of what you would have thought to be a landslide this fall in favor of Republicans, which is
Right.
generally the party out of power gets
Right.
power back in that
Sure.
first, and we've seen a shift sort of towards Democratic voters almost because of pushback on the Roe versus Wade thing, and we're kind of seeing that here too. So that's why I felt like this was a story, not just that affects people in Kansas, but just
Right.
sort of maybe
Telltale.
for
Yeah.
what's going to happen the rest of the way through
Yeah.
November.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Kentucky Court of Appeals has reinstated Kentucky law banning abortion, and providers have asked the state Supreme Court to intervene.
So this was there was a trigger law, right, that had been passed
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago that said if Roe versus Wade was overturned, that it would immediately become
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah.
And then do you remember what court originally because then somebody challenged that, right?
Right.
And then the court said we'll uphold that.
I think that was
challenge.
the ACLU.
Okay, yeah. And then so then I guess Daniel Cameron and some other folks appealed that now
Right.
up to this Court of Appeals.
Ping
And now
pong.
they'll, I guess, go to the Supreme Court beyond that to get a further
Yeah.
interpretation. And that's, I guess, the question of whether there is, and that was what the Kansas thing was too, like there is defined rights in the Constitution for these kind of things.
Right.
And so they want to make sure that that's,
Yeah.
And that's
I think
part of,
I think that's the way to do it. Put it on the ballot.
well, and they are, right?
Yeah.
It'll be on the ballot in November,
Yeah.
as I understand it,
Yeah.
right? That it'll be a constitutional amendment
Yes.
that is going to be brought to the voters to codify, or I guess remove, basically there's a removal of rights from the Constitution to show that there's not a constitutional right to abortion in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So if you have an opinion about that, you should go vote and tell your friends to vote about that, one way or the other. That'll be this November, right?
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, crazy.
Speaking of voting,
Yeah.
do we have a minute for me to talk about the forum I went to yesterday?
Oh yeah, no, tell us about that.
Yeah. So this was local. There's a group here in Frankfort and Franklin County that has formed, and they're called DIG, which is a developers interest group. And these are business people who are interested in development here in our community to grow business.
Yeah.
So they are hosting a series of forums for our local candidates, and the first one was yesterday at Whitaker Bank.
Okay.
We had a forum for our candidates for county attorney, and that's Max Comley and Kate Bennett.
And that's been Rick Sparks for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
But he's
Not running.
retiring, right?
Yeah,
Or-
retiring. So, so it was interesting to hear what they had to say, and there were questions. There was a committee that had put together questions, but then if you were in the audience, you had the opportunity to ask questions. So that was a good opportunity to get to know those candidates more, because that's something that we haven't, had to vote on in a while.
Yeah.
And then also we had the two candidates for County Judge Executive, Mike Muller and Ken Carroll. And again, there were some great questions. That one was a little longer, more questions for those guys. And I like to go to these things because I'm going to have the opportunity next month to talk to all of them one-on-one. So I like to hear what they have to say ahead of time. It kind of prepares me for questions that we'll talk about when it's just us.
Yeah.
And so that was a good opportunity to meet those candidates and hear what they had to say, get an idea of where they're coming from. The series will continue in September. They're going to have the candidates for City Commission.
Okay.
And then in October, they'll do another forum, and that'll be the candidates for the different magistrate areas.
Was Cable 10 there? Will we be able to
Cable
watch
10
it?
was there and covered it, and
Cool.
we'll be airing it, I'm sure, and then it'll be on the Cable 10 YouTube channel.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, cool. Did you learn anything? It's definitely interesting. We did the primaries,
Yes.
which is, folks from the same party drawing slight
Yeah.
contrast to one another. And
Yeah.
now we're into the general, and you've got more wider disparity in
Right.
opinions, right? So
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think in something like this was focused on economic development for, these developers and business people, and they're very focused on that. So it was
Yeah.
interesting to see that focus and the kind of questions that people had, because then it kind of, puts that in my mind to keep pressing on those
Yeah.
issues as well.
Well, I think that's great. I wish there were more of those kind of, where you could really address specific,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Topics.
totally.
And I know we tried it when we do the chamber forum.
Yeah.
And it's hard to
It's
cover everything.
so broad,
There's
and
so
you
much
have
stuff.
a limited time.
Right. And
So, these other forums that are just focused on certain things, like I know Focus on Race Relations usually does a forum, and they, they have particular things they want to know about.
Yeah.
So, we'll stay on top of the different forums happening here as we're heading into the fall
Yeah.
and our general election.
All right. Well, Kathy, it was great seeing you again back here in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And great being back on the show. And we'll be back on Friday. Let's remind folks what to do on all the social media stuffs. Follow us on Facebook, main Plant Board page, FEWPB, or Cable 10 KY. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like you said, we put most of the stuff that we cover on our Cable 10 YouTube channel. Subscribe to that, hit a bell, get notified when we go live. And then if you have any questions or comments, you can always contact us at cable10@fewpb.com. We always love to hear feedback and those kind of things.
I missed our Facebook people today.
I know.
Hopefully maybe we can just get this posted, so I'll just say hi to all of
Okay.
them.
We missed you today. We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah.
And remember, Kathy, if it happens around town,
It's on around 10.
Around 10 has been brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. You need realtors who can help navigate the current fast-paced real estate market. So choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what they do and families are why they do it.